Many people see state unions as the problem with benefits that are too costly and exceed what many in the private sector receive. As a former state labor commissioner, do you think that those perceptions are fair? And would you be prepared if you were elected to find a way to cut labor costs?
That's a double question. I think that the cost of labor in Connecticut is high. The cost of benefits in Connecticut are high, and that's not just for unionized employees. That's for all employees. We certainly have to work very hard at what's happening with our health care costs. I know that wages have been essentially stagnated, remained flat, I would say, for the last 20 years for workers in general, whether they were unionized or not. I think that we need to look at everything in this budget crisis. We're looking at $1 billion. And I would hope and I would advocate that everyone comes to the table, everyone, and that we come to solutions that everyone can live with and will contribute to a solution for that $1 billion deficit.
Representative McCarty, it was a two-part question. One, the perception among many in the private sector that the benefits provided state labor union workers exceed what they receive, and they have to help pay the bill for that. And is part of the budget solution cutting labor costs, and would you prepare to do that if it is?
Well, thank you for that question as well. You know, the labor costs, the health benefits, and the benefits that the labor unions are receiving at the state level make up 1/3 of the state budget. This is not sustainable. The Republicans have put forward a plan called the Pathway to Sustainability, which outlines how we have to correct this problem, and it offers structural changes in the budget. The unions need to come to the table and realize that these are hard, challenging fiscal times, and that we need to come together to find solutions so that we can not be coming back repeatedly at the state level trying to fix the deficit mitigation plans. These benefits are not in keeping with the private sector. I think they're 45% more. And if the Office of Fiscal Analysis has pointed out that if we don't do something about this, that we can expect $1 billion to $3 billion in deficits annually over the next 5 years. So it's really urgent. We have to come to the table and start to speak in a bipartisan way so that we can correct these problems. I just would like to remind the viewers that the Republican Party has not been invited to negotiations. It's a one-party rule that has existed in the state of Connecticut for many, many years now, and this disenfranchises a good 50% of the voters, or close to 50%, who have put Republicans in place to help keep the dialogue going forward. This is a huge problem. We have to get it right. Structural changes need to take place within the budget if we're going to correct this. So thank you.
Thank you. Lauren Shaw.
Yes, thank you. I would like to just respond to the last part of my opponent's message. While the Republicans have not been invited to the table, neither have any third parties, which I'd also like to remind viewers are constantly being disenfranchised as well. But to the point of whether the perception of labor and the funding is fair, I would say most likely not. It does require much more mitigation than has been taking place. And I believe to fund most of this, we need a new structure in place rather than just tax and spend. And I would put forward a solution of public banking.
You want to expound on that a little bit?
So public banking uses both private and public funds in order to invest into different ventures, which then yield higher returns than regular banking methods or the way that we tax and spend now here in Connecticut.
All right.